This is a podcast called 25 Whistles, talking football, and they all wear a whistle. Yeah, it's stupid, but what did you expect? It's a podcast called 25 Whistles. 25 Whistles.
We are back. Welcome. First time we've done anything in weeks, so both excited. I'll be honest with you, I'm a little nervous. Feel new.
Nervous.
That's like
It's a new year, dude.
First day of school.
Yeah.
First day of school, we're back. So let me say a couple things as I often do. This 25 Whistles is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app and use the code BobbySports to get in on the action. Eddie, why don't you blow us in here, buddy?
Oh, you got it.
All right, we're back.
Woo.
We have a lot to talk about. We took a couple weeks off. Most legitimate sports shows did not.
Yeah, they work.
Because there's a
the whole
big
time.
legitimate sports time.
A lot going on in sports.
Yeah. But we all left because of the big show. And so there were a couple times where I came over to the studio. We're doing this in my house today. And I was like, should I just do a little show by myself? I didn't.
And you're like, nah.
I didn't. So just know I thought about you, though. It's like it's the thought that counts. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's warm it up real quick. Best Christmas gift you got?
Oh,
Eddie?
easy, man. I got this cologne that smells just like Keith Urban.
You did get it.
Didn't you smell it?
No.
Like when I'm trying not to overdo it because when Keith Urban walks in the room, the whole room smells like Keith Urban, and I feel like that's like 3 or 4 pumps.
Part of that, though, is his presence. It's his smell, but it's like
hair,
what he looks like, how he
Everything.
dresses, how nice and kind he is,
Yeah,
how
I'm
rich
only-
he is, who he's married to,
Hot
his
wife.
talent. Yeah.
I'm only doing 1 pump. I feel like if I wanted really Keith Urban it, I'd do 3 pumps. But dude, it's crazy. Like this thing smells like Keith Urban, and I love it because it makes me feel like I can do anything.
All of a sudden, he's shredding solos.
I know, right?
Speaking in an act. Well, good for you. Take it
Yeah.
easy. You know,
I will.
break into it slow. My friend just got a Peloton for New Year's, like Christmas, New Year's, but he's like, I'm going to start riding the bike a little bit this year. And so I say, well, don't hop on and do the hour workout day 1. You'll hate it day 2. It'll be miserable. You'll go, I can't do this. Get on, do the 20-minute warm up. Don't push yourself too hard. And then the next time you get on, just beat that time. It's like you, just go 1 1/4 pumps
Yeah, just a little bit.
next week.
Eddie's
Okay.
going to be strutting around the studio.
Because you do
Smelling
too much, we're
good.
going to be like, bro, stop.
Come on.
Stop. Kickoff Kevin.
Mine would be, so California, you know, we don't have the weather that we do here. And our
You mean-
formats.
We don't have the weather that you do there.
Yes,
Because it
that's what I mean.
sucks here.
Yeah, it's a lot worse here, especially right
Yes.
now during the wintertime. So the floor mats to my truck are carpet still because, you know, you don't get a lot of wear and tear in California. And I finally got WeatherTech legit hard carpet or layouts, whatever you want to call it, so you can actually sustain the weather when you get in my truck.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't just make a mess and go everywhere. And I am very happy about that.
I'm sorry, Eddie. Who got you your clone?
My wife did.
Who got you the?
My brother.
Oh, that's a good gift.
Yeah.
That's a good gift. Like he knows you, knows what you need, and it's still something that you like.
Well, I did send it to him.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
You told him that's what
yeah,
you
I
wanted.
told him, hey, I saw on Amazon the right one. And they're like, hey, can you get these ones?
Whatever it takes.
Hey, absolutely.
That's good. Mikey?
Listen, guys, I didn't really want anything for Christmas. The only thing I wanted was for the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Eagles, and on Christmas Eve that happened. So that made my Christmas. If they would have lost, it would have ruined everything. So that was my best Christmas gift.
With Minshew playing pretty good against the Cowboys and pretty bad yesterday. We're recording this on Monday. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
All my days are off from it being gone.
I know.
I think, and I guess we could mention this a little later, but you may ask this in the Till title. I'm not sure. Do you ask about Jalen Hurts and MVP?
MVP, yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that then.
Yeah.
I'll hold off on
Okay.
that. But I think there is a little more clarity in his role in that situation as far as Jalen Hurts and how, influential he is on what plays they call and what plays they call that ended up being successful and
Oh,
how
yeah.
their offense rolls.
Big time.
So mine, a couple things. My wife got me a really cool bag. I love bags. I'm not a pocket guy anymore. Pockets are so 2021.
They're so small too.
Yeah, 2021. That's the year of the pocket. But 2022 is when I got away from that and started carrying things in bags. And I like a good shoulder strap. I like not a backpack so much, but she got me a nice backpack, which I like, for traveling. And then Eddie got me one of those golf greens you put in the pool, and you have like little floaty golf balls, and you hit it onto it.
It floats on the pool,
Is
dude.
that,
It was laying out there when you
Yeah,
walked in.
I saw that when I walked in. I was like, what is that?
So the situation was, I opened it at the house by myself, and I'd say, "Hey, Eddie got me this golf thing," and she goes, "Oh, cool." And I said, "You put it in the pool." I said, "I'm gonna go out there and hit some balls in the pool," and it's like 26 degrees, like a kid who's got to play with his toy, even though it's. And so she's like, "Well, it's freezing out there. The pool might literally be frozen." And I said, "Well, that's okay. Then it's easier to get the balls back."
Right, then the green won't move.
Yeah, it takes away how hard it is.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Well, we also have winterized the pool, so it's only like 6 inches deep. So you'd have to like crawl down in there and get it out."
Huh.
And I'm like, "Well, that's okay." And she's like, "No, just know,
She just pulled the plug
just
on it.
know you're not going to play this right now. I know you want to, child."
Yeah.
So if you walked in, you saw that. That's what that was.
Okay. I was wondering. Yeah.
But good holiday, and I don't know. I still, after all of these years of doing this bull crap, still look forward to coming back. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I do. This show, the big show, I just look forward to coming back, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of stress, and the stress never ends for me because as soon as one show is over, I'm constantly thinking about the next show and the next week's shows and what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it differently. But I enjoy it, and I'm very lucky to be able to still. I started this stupid thing, radio in general, when I was 17 years old. I'm now 41. I started doing mornings when I was 22. It's almost going to be 20 years of mornings. As much as I hate waking up, I still love coming back. And it reminds me how much that I love the job, because sometimes I hate the job. In brief periods, I'm like, God, I hate this. I hate having to wake up early. But I'm grateful to be able to do it, and I like coming back. So this is the first thing we've done since being away, so just happy to be back. And my best Christmas gift is you.
Aw.
Not you guys, the listeners. You guys kind of blow. Yeah,
Well, that's
you
still
guys kinda
sweet,
blow.
though.
All right, let's go over. I purposefully let that pause happen so you guys would think I was talking about you, just to pull it out.
Thanks, man.
All right, let's go over and do the tittle tattle.
It's time for the stupidest name ever. It's the Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
Kevin, good to see you again, buddy. Where did you spend your holiday?
I went and met the girlfriend's family for the first time in Alabama Christmas weekend, and then went to Chicago for a few days as well.
What part of Alabama is her family from?
Haleyville,
Near.
like nowhere,
So-
middle of nowhere.
Combined, you may have to think about this for a second. How many total teeth did her family have?
Surprisingly.
12, about 12.
I can only make that joke because I'm from a toothless
Right.
state too. I was with some. I went with my wife, who's a big OU fan, massive, and Jake Owen, who's a really good friend of mine, who is a diehard Seminoles fan, and his fiance. And we went to the bowl game, and we ran into some of the Oklahoma people, the athletic director's family and kids, and they were there, and they came up to me up in the box, and they were like, "Hi, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey." They said, "We haven't seen you since softball game," which when Oklahoma won the championship.
Right.
And I said, "Dude, it's good to see you." And it was the AD's like son, daughter, and a boyfriend or something like this. And they're introducing. I'm like, "Boyfriend, son." I said, "You guys all brother, sister?" And he goes, "No, we're boyfriend, girlfriend." I was like, "Well, it could be the same. You're from Oklahoma." And we got a good laugh. And they said, "You can only say that because you're from Arkansas." That's right. That's correct.
You get a
That is
pass.
true.
There's like a small group of us that can make fun of our hillbilly tendencies.
Like someone from New York can't
could
say
not.
that.
I'd be pissed.
No.
I'm
get
like,
a
you do
fight.
not call me a hillbilly. So
I can't say that.
you cannot.
Yes.
You cannot. How was it with the family?
It was good.
Did they like you?
Yeah, they really did. And everything went smooth, and I felt comfortable the whole time, and it went really well.
Did you stay the night at their house?
We stayed at her grandparents' house. They stayed at like they have a little vacation home that I talked about recently. And they stayed there with the family and two brothers, and then her and I stayed at the grandparents' house.
Did you stay in the same bedroom?
We did.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Did the parents know that?
I think. Yeah, but they didn't want to really admit it. He wanted us to stay there. Her dad did, and he was kind
Of
of
course he
hinting
did.
at it, but we were kind of like, it was like really cold in that house.
You'd been on the
man.
back porch, the back fenced-in
Exactly,
porch.
Exactly.
Wait, and you didn't want to like please the dad and be like, yeah, we'll stay here.
I just said, hey, whatever you want to do,
It's a good move.
I'm with you. And she decided, you know what, Dad, we're gonna go stay over there. So I just followed her.
Wow.
You know what I did early in the relationship with Caitlin and I, with her dad, who is the most awesome dude ever. I think Eddie can vouch for that too. He's just, I mean, he's awesome. I wish I had something funny to say about him being
No, dude's
anything.
awesome.
He's awesome. But I sat ahead of the table and stuck my flag in.
In his seat.
I'm dominant
He's
here.
been sitting there his whole life.
Not at the house, but at restaurants and stuff. I'd purposely sit at the head of the table. And it first started as a joke, and then I was like, Caitlin would be like, "Stop sitting at the head of the table." And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I will.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Watch
think I
this.
will.
Far we can
And then
take
he's so
this.
awesome. He's like, yeah, it's fine. Have my daughter.
That's great.
And my seat.
Yeah, just have it all.
Exactly.
And do you guys feel like you're closer after the trip?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time together the last 2 weeks. We were together, I think, 10 days in a row.
What'd you get her for Christmas?
I got her a few things that she needed, like some shoe organizers and a wine bottle opener that she needed, and then the
Did
big
you
one
send
that I
your brother
got
those two to get her?
Yeah.
Just exactly.
Amazon, and
Yeah.
then the big thing I got was us to do like a food and like tour thing in Chicago that we did together.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a big one.
How much money am I paying you? God dang, man.
Mhm. No, he spent it all on her.
Oh,
yeah,
got it.
exactly. She got it all. Don't worry.
Got it. And do you tell her? Did you use that L word?
We did.
Wow.
We did for the first time. Yes. yes, yes.
In Chicago?
No, it was actually on Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
In what town?
At her place in Haleyville.
Wow.
Yeah, the
That's
dad doesn't
amazing.
know
That's
that
big.
either.
And how long you been dating?
Since October, what, 3-4 months?
That's so quick.
Oh, man.
That's so quick. Wow.
That's cool, though. That's cool.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about my version of it.
Oh, gosh. Yours is
I
a long
waited
time.
39 or 39, 40 years. I never said it to anybody because I didn't love anybody. And then finally to my wife, I said it. But even then, it was like,
Yeah. It
We even
wasn't.
wrote a
I
song
sounded
about
like,
it.
yeah, I sound like Latka.
It wasn't easy.
Taxi.
I don't mean like that, but you know what I mean. It's
You
just
weren't
like
naked, were you, when you said it? 'Cause
No,
that doesn't-
no,
okay.
no, no.
That doesn't count or what?
Not the first time.
No.
You can, it does count later, but the first time you can't be
I
like,
was not naked or drunk, so that's
Okay.
good.
yeah, good for you, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You
Thank
feel
you.
you feel like you feel. I don't know. It's a weird question to ask, but I'm gonna ask. So, do you feel happy, or is it like a?
I do. I that feeling. It's not
Yeah,
really a
it's
feeling you
almo-
can like describe.
Yeah,
You just either
that's why it's
feel
like
it or
you
you
feel
don't.
happy. It's like you just kind of feel like there's a 6% of you that's kind of an addition that also is like, oh wow, this is good. It's
Yeah.
like I'm carrying a little something in my pocket. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's going really well, and yeah, I really like being around her. I enjoy company with her, and it's going really great.
That's the sensitive tittle tattle.
Yeah.
All right, question one, Kevin.
After 2 great games on Saturday, do you think this only solidifies the college football playoff expansion being the right move?
Yeah. I think it solidifies it that it's just so much fun to watch these games. And can you imagine all the players not sitting out because there were 12 teams that were playing? There's nobody hopping in the portal on these 12 teams until the game's over. There's nobody declaring for the NFL draft and sitting out the bowl games because they have a chance for the title. I think, one, it eliminates a lot of what's new in college football that is a bit annoying. I'm not saying bad, but a bit annoying. Is that when these bowl games happen, half the team's not there, or it's a new half of the team that's starting because some have left, some have gone to the draft. So I would like it for that reason, too. I like it because you have 12 fan bases that are just super pumped. And then eventually it's going to be 16 teams. It's going to be like the NFL. There's going to be 18 games. There's 17 now. There's 18 weeks.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to be 18 games. And it's going to be 18 games over 20 weeks is my prediction. I've never heard that, but I think that's going to be it. You're going to have to add another bye week probably. But I just like more big games is more fun for big fans. That's just the it in all sports.
Yes, and more chances for teams to get in. Like I feel like after watching Tennessee and Clemson, Tennessee could have gone in. Like I think they could have advanced, even with the backup quarterback.
Because he
Like,
was a starting quarterback last year.
dude, he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
great.
he's
He
good.
was. Let me 4 words for you. Alabama.
Yeah,
They could have won the whole thing.
absolutely.
So I stand by what I said before, where I think it's just more big games. It's just awesome. And I don't like the regular season is even more important. You see it in the NFL. It doesn't make it. It keeps it important for more teams longer because they're still in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. Expand it. I know we're not doing it next year, but let's expand it the year after that.
Yeah.
They should just play some street games next year if they didn't make.
That'd be cool.
I was
All right.
so glad there were good games too, because recently I think they were talking about it. 21 points is like the average win in the semifinals the last like 6 or 7 years. So yeah, I thought it was great.
But I think, too, what's going to make it better, a lot of these, and you bring up something great with the 21 points, sometimes it happens because there's just so much time, right? There's just so much, there's 4 weeks before you play.
Yeah.
So there are all these variables that can happen in that time that make these games harder to predict. But yes, if you play the 16 game, you're going to have or 12 game, you're going to have a shorter time in between because you have to.
Yeah.
Because you got to get in a couple more weeks. So that keeps everybody a little sharper. Keeps Christmas turkey from sitting so long.
Yeah.
Because once kids go home, once they get out of their normal, everyday patterns, things, good or bad, do change. It happens with us as well. I can't even say the word. What did I try to say there? Consistency, pattern? I don't know what
I
I
don't
said.
know. We don't
Exactly.
know what you were trying
Exactly.
to say. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I love it. Let's go. More big games.
All right. Which fan base do you think is more disappointed after that tough loss on Saturday, Michigan or Ohio State?
Man, they both are in the bums for sure. Probably Ohio State because it's tough though. Michigan's lost 6 in a row at bowl games with Harbaugh.
Yes.
But they also have beaten Ohio State now. I think they'd rather beat Ohio State and lose in the 4 than lose to Ohio State, win in the 4, but lose in the championship. I think they'd rather win a national championship regardless. But I'm going to say they would rather beat Ohio State and then lose like they did, than lose to Ohio State and win that first game but lose the title game. So I think it's a net gain for Michigan with Harbaugh being able to beat Ohio State. I think it's an easier situation for him to face going, yeah, I've lost 6 bowls in a row, whatever the number is, then go, yeah, I've lost to Ohio State 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
You get fired for losing to Ohio State 6, 7, 8, 9 times in a row. You don't get fired for losing in the national championship Final Four. But yes, that does suck. But I'm going to go Ohio State because their fans are delusional, a little more so than Michigan fans. And they missed a kick that's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
That hurts.
I felt it too, like just college kickers don't experience that kind of pressure very often. And I felt like as soon as he walked up to that, I'm like, this cannot be good.
And they were talking about his grandpa was like a season
Yeah.
ticket holder. Like he's a
It was like
lifelong fan.
his
I'm
dream
like,
job because he went
no.
to like North Carolina or Virginia or
Yeah.
something, and they were like he transferred in. This is his dream spot, and they were like the kick. I mean, it was never on.
It never had a chance.
If it had a sound effect, it'd sound like this. Yeah, it sucked. So I'm gonna go Ohio State. I think they expected more out of it. It would have been fun to see either them both win and play each other for the title, or them both lose.
Yeah.
I feel like Michigan with TCU thought that they had a legit chance.
For sure. I think
An easy road.
everybody
Yeah.
did. I mean, including myself. Although I did bet TCU plus 7.5 at the beginning of the game, and I did that because I only thought they'd lose by 4 or 5.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I really didn't think TCU would show up and win that game. But man, they did. It's awesome.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I hope they don't get beat 40-0 by Georgia.
Me too.
I don't think they're going to win, and I hope they have a respectable showing. I have not seen the line.
I haven't either.
Maybe if I were guessing, it's probably 12, somewhere around that. And I hope they lose by 6, 7.
Yeah, because they were
8.
against Michigan.
Yeah, and you have to also think about TCU. They weren't ranked at the beginning of the season. TCU wasn't even in the others mentioned.
Yeah.
They weren't in the poll at all. Not top 25, not others getting votes. Their head coach, his first year coming over from SMU. Wait, SMU? No.
Yeah.
Is it SMU?
Yeah.
And
Or
so,
Louisiana.
huh? No.
SMU.
He came.
SMU.
He came from one of those Texas
It's
schools.
his first show back, guys. It's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, look him up. I'm pretty sure
The line's 13, by the way.
it is.
Nice.
13 and a half.
I know, and I still would take Georgia.
I
if
like
were
the horny
betting right
toads here,
now.
dude.
You do?
I like the horny toads.
I like them. It's tough.
Because, Georgia, too, they looked, I expected them to dominate that game. I expected Georgia to dominate that game, and they didn't. So, to me, it seems like with all the momentum TCU's going into, dude, they have a legit chance here.
They do.
I really think.
Are you rooting for them?
I am from Texas, obviously, but
Are you rooting for them to beat Georgia?
yes.
Yeah, I'm
How
not.
cool would that be?
I'm not, but it would be cool. I'm not rooting against them. If they do win, I'll be like, that's awesome. I'm just an SEC homer. And I hate when the
I get
SEC
it.
loses even the national championship game. People go, oh, SEC, we told you overrated. We're like, dude, it's a national championship game. Shut up.
Yeah.
SMU, right?
SMU, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm going to go Ohio State. That was my answer to that. But both are pretty bummed.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Do you think C.J. Stroud played his way into being the #1 quarterback for this year's NFL draft?
No, not at all. But I do think he solidified his probably top 7 overall, top 2 or 3. Yeah, they're going really high on Levis for some reason, and I get the reason. He's a big guy. He can throw. He's got all the tools. But, he's up and he's on the draft board at like number 4 and the second quarterback. And I guess I just don't know enough. But I mean, I've watched him play like 6 times this year. Maybe he just played with a Kentucky team that wasn't that great, and so he didn't look that good. Because if you don't have a good offensive line, it doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
But I thought Stroud played awesome. And he doesn't usually run. He ran. He showed he could run. I think he had his 2 longest rushes of the whole year in that game. So it made me go, oh, man, dang, CJ Stroud, next level guy. It's good. So, no, not number 1. It's that Alabama game.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, the whole situation with that is, Bryce Young is not a big quarterback, but you don't have to be now because offenses run a little different. And even then, he's still not really a guy who's but he's so good.
So good. He's
And
unbelievable.
and if you listen to people that you trust, like I don't listen to every college football or NFL expert and just go, well, what they say is good. I have a few that I really trust. One is Orlovsky, and there's a couple other guys, and they're like, he processes the game so much faster than almost any other guy I've seen. So not only can he throw and is he a great leader, but he sees things and makes these quick changes. And so if that's the case, as good as he's played, and he did declare today, him and Will Anderson, that they're out, they're going to the NFL, which they should. He's easily number one pick.
Yeah.
But what sucks is these players, they go number 1, number 2 overall, and they end up going to a team that's a terribly run organization. It's really hard for them to succeed because the organization is bigger than the player is. And
Bryce Young's going to go to the Texans. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be terrible.
Terrible. I mean, we're seeing finally in Jacksonville, it took the right coach in a system that isn't all the way broken because they've won a little bit, just semi-broken, and they're just now starting to be good
Yeah.
with Trevor Lawrence. But imagine all the quarterbacks that went 1 to the Tim Couches, you could go down the list, that if they had just been on a halfway decent team, they'd have been great. But because they got put into a system, a coach, ownership that was awful, Carson Palmer, and he almost broke it.
Yeah.
But I always feel kind of bad for that. But then I remember they're making millions and millions of dollars.
And then you feel better about
It's
it.
all good. Yeah, next question.
Going to the NFL, do you think the Eagles' struggles without Hurts is helping or hurting his MVP chances?
Absolutely helps. He will not win it, but he should finish second. Absolutely helps. Don't tell me now that he is just a system quarterback. He's a quarterback that actually makes that system. And there's a difference. They built that system around him. They didn't say, okay, here's our system, and you go and fit into it perfectly. He's not running a Texas Tech offense where you could take any decent quarterback and throw for 700 yards or an old Hawaii offense. That system was built on his skill set. And Minshew played pretty good in Dallas. We talked about that. Didn't win, but he played pretty good.
Decent,
he threw 2 picks,
Sure.
but still played decent, and then it was not good yesterday.
No.
Hurts should finish second behind Mahomes in the MVP, my opinion. But I think this does give him some credibility as he's the reason that offense does well, not the other way around.
I saw it when, they have the 4th and 1 quarterback keeper that is just unstoppable. And then with Minshew
He didn't move.
he couldn't do that. And that was an unstoppable play for the Eagles all year. But with Minshew back there, not going to work.
Yeah, they were able to really shut down some of the things that Minshew was trying to do that he doesn't normally do, to be a bit like weeks
Jalen.
1 through 15.
Sure.
Like him running the ball. He can actually move a little bit, but he can't run the same that's needed to actually execute that type of offense like that.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to week 18, game 17 this week with the Eagles. If they win, they clinch. Will he play? I don't know. I don't know. We can get to that in a little bit. But yes, he's awesome. He should finish second in the voting to Patrick Mahomes, who is just amazing.
Yeah.
Still amazing. Everybody who doubted him, he's amazing. All right, next.
With the struggles in Philly and Minnesota lately, do you think the 49ers have emerged as the NFC favorite?
What's funny
He looks at me.
about Minnesota is they are still in the negative. I think they're like 19 or 20 points negative this year, meaning the teams they've played have scored more points than they have scored. And I believe it is the best record to that worst differential in the history of the NFL. The Vikings, I think their ceiling is winning a first-round game. Ceiling. 'Cause I think they're going to win. 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 'Cause I think th I don't. There's no. I just don't think they win the second round game. I don't even think they win the first round game, depending on what happens to the draws. But I think that's their ceiling. They shut Jair Alexander talk crap pregame about Justin Jefferson, said it was a fluke, and then shut him down. He shut down arguably the best or second best, maybe top three receivers in my mind. I'm not going to rank them. Are Jamar Chase,
Sure,
Justin Jefferson, and you got to go over to Vegas.
Adams.
Because even though he's not able to do as much because he hasn't had he's still so freaking legit.
Yeah.
So those three of the guys, and Jair Alexander shut him down. I think he had 2.5 fantasy points.
Yeah.
I think after that first incompletion, he did the gritty on top of him. It's hilarious. But no, I don't think it's the Vikings. I think San Francisco is real. Man, Brock Purdy continues to do the thing, which is just show up and win, and you don't go out. Look at the rookie quarterback who didn't even get a start until 3 or 4 weeks ago. He doesn't have to do a whole lot, but he does exactly what's asked of him, which is even more than what should be asked of him, considering he's a rookie. He was the third string quarterback.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at the NFC, the 49ers, oh man, they're so good, and they play violent and angry. They're doing that without Debo too.
Yeah. You see McCaffrey run over?
Yeah, running over
yesterday.
people.
Oh my gosh.
The 49ers,
That's frightening.
the Cowboys-ish, but I think, and who did you ask me the question? Because it's not Minnesota.
Philly.
And then Philly is up there, but it's hard for me to put them there right now without knowing the injury status with their most important player. So, but I'm gonna go San Francisco, Philly with Dallas like nipping at the heels of
Philly
that.
now, Philly or
Yeah, Philly now,
okay.
because I'd put Philly up there with San Francisco right now.
even after the loss to Dallas.
But they didn't play a full. It wasn't a team.
Yeah, but you're saying Philly now with
Only
with,
because I think Jalen Hurts is going to be able to come back
okay.
and be healthy week
so
one.
full strength Philly.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Not them with a backup quarterback.
Gotcha.
But that's also why I'm also penalizing them a bit
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have a full strength quarterback.
Sure.
So yes, San Francisco with Philly halfway up into their spot, and then Dallas halfway up into their spot, and then Minnesota's. I'm not a joke because they have won games. It's the NFL. Just win games. That's all that matters. But I just can't see them winning a second round playoff game.
Like, what if they
Don't
face
either.
off against the Bucks? Are you going to take the Bucks over Minnesota?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great question, though. Great
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, I'm taking
You
the
know?
Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks over Minnesota, but they're not. The Bucks are going to end up playing the Cowboys, right?
I think
That's
yeah,
the
'cause
scenario.
Yeah.
Because the
Bucks will play
Cowboys,
the
the Cowboys aren't going to get the number one. There's too much that's got to happen here. We'll go through that.
We're out of
Yeah,
time.
We got some.
Yeah, it's just too much has got to happen for the Cowboys to be able to do that. But yeah, that's my answer. It's San Francisco,
Okay.
but it's all close. Go ahead.
Okay, going to the AFC now. Playing much better as of late. Do you think the Chargers have emerged as an AFC contender in the playoffs?
Yeah, because they have some weapons that are back. Imagine if they had their full offensive line. But imagine everybody, right? Imagine everybody. But still, the Chargers they've had more attrition due to injury than most teams, especially star interior people. Tampa Bay's had some struggle there too. But where San Diego's been able to bounce back a bit is they've had
LA. LA.
You're right. God damn.
I know. I do it all the time.
What is
I
wrong
do it all
with
the
me?
time.
What has happened?
Dan Fouts, man. Got you.
I wouldn't have even thought about it. I'd have been like, Phillip Rivers really going to do it this year, boys.
I do it all the time.
But they've had a rookie come in and actually play really well for them when their best offensive lineman went out. So I do think that San Diego, I think their ceiling is a second round win. I think that's their ceiling. They're not a team that can win the Super Bowl this year. They're a team that could win the Super Bowl next year. And I think just winning a first round game would be great for them because the Chargers, everybody expects the Chargers to suck and to lose. Oh, that's the Chargers. But you got to change that culture. The Bengals have done that, and the Chargers can do that next. And how do you do that? With a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And with a defense. I'm telling you right now, you look into the secondary in San Diego, and you look back at their safety. He's about the baddest dude there is.
Mm-hmm.
Derwin James is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets in trouble, too, because he hits hard and sometimes a little high in the head.
like on the helmet.
Yeah, he does that.
Like ejection.
Golly. He's awesome. Yes. So AFC. Here we go. Buffalo and Kansas City. I hope they're the two playing for that AFC in the AFC Championship for the Super Bowl, just because I like that duel. I like that
game
rivalry.
would be amazing. Yes.
They've done it time and time.
Yep.
They did it this year. I mean, I just think that's our version of Brady and Manning. It could develop into that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But even that Brady and Manning wasn't Brady and Manning until they'd done it a few times. I just think it's fun to have that. They're both likable guys too. So those are the two teams most likely. But Cincinnati is in there to pee in somebody's Cheerios, and so is San Diego. So, but I like it. San Diego, a real threat to actually win a game or two.
Okay, last one. Which late season 5-game losing streak has been more surprising to you, the Jets or the Dolphins?
The Dolphins, I guess because the surprises have been injury again, huh? Oh, he got a concussion, huh? He threw that many interceptions. He sucks. Oh, it turns out he had a concussion, huh? I don't know. It's just been kind of a soap opera and a sad one because now I'm not someone who does a lot of worrying in my personal life or like my heart about people I don't really know when it comes to professional sports when they get to make their own decisions. It's different if somebody's suffering and I hear about it, I don't know them. I do worry, and sometimes I try to be in. But Tua, I'm always like, is a guy making his own decisions, millionaire, who cares? Man, bro.
Yeah. It's happening over and over and over.
Yeah. And I thought the first time, and I'm not sure who said it, it was like he just needs to worry about his life so he doesn't have a brain disease or so he doesn't. And I was like, shut up. You're just standing on your little soapbox on TV trying to. No, but it's like I feel that way too. And it sucks. And I hope if his life, he gets to choose it. And if he continues to play, go get him. I'm a big Tua guy. I like Tua a whole lot. I think Tua represents a lot of what I like to see in people, which is a great attitude, a great work ethic. Just show up and good things happen eventually. And that's him. And so I'm more surprised because it's just been kind of a soap opera there. The Jets, I guess I'm not surprised because I never expected them to be good anyway at the beginning of the year.
Right, they were bad.
Yeah, but good for them for actually having us be like, wow, a losing streak. Because that's an expected thing with the Jets. You know, I think Saleh's a good coach. I think whenever you lose your quarterback, I mean you lose your quarterback. Like, Zach Wilson's done. Not through injury. Like, he's done.
Yeah.
They're saying they're not going to shop him. Maybe they keep him as a backup all year next year. They don't want another team to get him to flourish. And it doesn't mean they won't shop him, but it's real bad. That game, I think it was against Jacksonville during the break on Thursday night.
Thursday night.
I don't know that I've ever seen a worse quarterback performance, meaning a quarterback who is still trying to perform and performing poorly. Sometimes you see quarterbacks that don't have it or the skill set, and the coach will just not let them do it. Malik Willis for the Titans earlier this season when he threw to 0 wide receivers and had like 3. Right? Like, that's not a terrible quarterback performance. It's a quarterback who they don't believe can perform, so they're going to make sure that he doesn't lose the game. Zach Wilson is awful.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for him because even early in the game, he'd throw an incomplete, boo! Mm-hmm. So I'm not that surprised at the Jets because of what I thought the Jets would be. And I was wrong because they actually played really well at the beginning of the year. They're eliminated, not going to the playoffs. But I think you could look at this season as ownership, as going, all right, I think we believe in our coach because he was able to win 7, 8 games with an awful quarterback situation.
Yeah, that defense is legit.
Defensively, did some things, and I think they really can be there. But I saw that they may want to draft Anthony Richardson and I'm like, no, stop developing quarterbacks. Go get Derek Carr.
Yeah, get someone that's experienced.
Get somebody that's a B- C+ guy.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you'd have had that this year, you'd have won 9 games, you'd be in the playoffs. How many games they win?
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm more surprised by the Dolphins. They can still get in. They still can get in the playoffs, though. They're playing their 9th string quarterback. I think it's a guy that.
I mean, Teddy's the same too. Like,
broke his finger too this week.
Every single time he gets a chance, he gets hurt.
You're right. His whole career.
All right, next up.
That's it.
That's it. Thank you very much.
The stupidest name ever. It's the Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
Feels good to be back, doesn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Miss that jingle.
I like it.
Man, it's awesome. 25 Whistles brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings app and use the code BobbySports. Get in on the action now. So let me explain a parlay to everybody. It doesn't have to be football. It could be any sport. Sometimes you can do it between 2 sports. I mean, not sometimes, most of the time. You can literally go, I'm going to take this basketball game, and I'm going to take this football game. So a parlay is when you just make multiple bets. Let's say I want to bet 4 different things, all in one bet. And if any of them lose, I lose. Any of the 4 bets. But if they all win, it makes the winning even better.
A big smile.
Big. I mean, so many smiles.
Big one.
So many smiles. That's what a parlay. So when we were talking about a parlay, it's just multiple games we're betting. But it's not bet. They're not bet individually. And if any of them lose, you lose. But if they all 3 win, you win. Like it's like extra smiles. So that's what we do. The 25 Whistles parlay. You can get it on DraftKings Sportsbook, or just go and chase it down yourself with your own bets. New users use the code BobbySports when you download the app. 21 and up, most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for terms and resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Tennessee, call or text the Tennessee Red Line 800-889-9789. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Okay. Let's go. Your lead sports story from over the break. I don't care what it is, but it's your lead. We've been gone for 2 weeks. Eddie.
Mine was early in the break. So the news came out that here locally, Lipscomb Academy football team had Trent Dilfer as their head coach for 3 years. He won 2 state championships. Then he leaves to go to the University of Alabama, Birmingham. He gets the job. Who's going to fill his shoes? Dude, when I saw this come down the pipe, I freaked out. They said that they are interested in Jason Witten, tight end of the Dallas Cowboys, as the new head coach. Now, it still is not confirmed that he's going to take this job.
But is there anything else
that
about it since that one thing?
Inside sources say it's really close to getting a done deal. So to me, dude, you want to catch me where I'm going to be in the next 4 months? You know where I'm going to be in the next 4 months.
That's pretty cool. Eddie's like volunteer.
I'm going to be the ball boy.
Not
on
even
Friday
coach.
nights.
Yeah, he's the guy running out to get the tee after the kicker kicks off.
Hey, I'll move the first down marker, dude. I'll do anything to hang out on that sideline.
Put the weights away.
That's pretty cool. Kevin?
Mine was a developing one over the last 2+ weeks, actually. And it's just that the NFL season is so dang long.
It feels
because
long.
you think back to like week 12, right? You had the Niners and Bengals 6-4, Titans and Dolphins 7-3, Chargers 5-5, Packers and Lions only 4 wins, Jags had 3, and now we're heading into the final season, and you have all the Packers and Lions playing to get in. The Jags can get in. Chargers are hot. 49ers are now maybe the favorite in the NFC. So my whole storyline is just the NFL. You just don't know until heading into the playoffs, that final week.
And I think with the 49ers, too, a couple of things have just mentioning them is, one, the McCaffrey trade was A+ for them. It was A+ as far as trades go.
Huge.
And Brock Purdy's been able to do what most people would have thought. Not that he couldn't, but he'll never get the opportunity to, and he shouldn't, because you got Trey Lance, injury. You got Garoppolo, and when he went down, I think we all thought, well, that's it. Injury. And Brock Purdy showed up. Still a rookie, although he looks like he's 12.
He does.
Yeah, it's like when Steph Curry brings his kids out. He's like just without Steph Curry. It's like his kids just up there. Just like, where's your dad, kid? And that's also because we're getting older too.
Yeah.
And it's yet to be seen if he can win a playoff game or two. But if he does win a playoff game or two, he's now a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL, and he deserves it and he's earned it. I mean, that's where stories are made, is the playoffs. I mean, this guy gets a shot and wins a couple games. He'll be the starter next year. The end. It doesn't matter what happens with the surgery. He'll be the starter next year, and he'll be a legitimate starter. Well, we're not like, oh, it's Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, picked 419th in the 7th round. He's a guy that won a couple playoff games as a rookie, which Herbert. But you can start going down all the great rookie quarterback. All of a sudden, there he is. He's with them now because of a couple instances. But yeah, the season's really long. But I like it.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like I wish that if they added the next week, we need an intermission, like an all-star break. And I don't think, because you can't. The Pro Bowl is different. It's gonna be weird this year too, in a good way, because they're not playing the game in pads.
They're doing flag Pro Bowl?
They're doing that we don't know yet.
Oh my goodness.
But it's not. But it's great because now you have players actually go.
Well, I get it. Yes. But I mean, even the Pro
and that
Bowl
game
when
was
they
stupid.
were in pads.
But it was stupid.
It was
nobody
pretty
cared.
dumb.
And
Yeah.
nobody wanted to tackle. But whatever they're gonna do is gonna be awesome. If they do like a skills challenge, if they do throw, I don't know. But that's gonna be fun, more fun to watch. Even something dopey like that. Back in the day, in like the 70s, they had like athletes do track events against each other. I watched Wayne Gretzky outrun like everybody.
Really? That's cool. I didn't know that.
And so even if they did stuff like that, that's
Yeah.
fun, and we'd enjoy that more. I like watching the combine more than the Pro Bowl.
Yes.
What does that tell you?
Yeah.
So you get the people there that deserve to be there, and then you don't make them hit each other. Even the NBA All-Star Game is a little more fun because it's only offense, but because that is actually you could play hard and fun and not get hurt. You do that in the Pro Bowl, somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like the Pro Bowls that way. I think the season needs maybe that in the middle.
Little intermission. I like
yeah,
that.
like a 3
All-Star weekend, man.
Yeah,
I like that.
like a 3-week intermission instead of the end, because you can really reevaluate that. But all right, that's what's up. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, it was your story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one. I just thought we were talking. I'm gonna talk about the portal and NIL deals just for a second. And yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. The amount of stories coming out about players getting plucked off other teams that aren't even in the portal and then deciding to get in the portal because they hear what they can get and where they can go. Like, all that's shady and it sucks. And everybody leaving and shady and it sucks. However, it needs to get worse before it gets better. I want it to be so bad. I want it to just people to be so upset that everybody's leaving. Because it's never going to actually change. They're not going to put any rules in place until they absolutely have to. So people are getting so upset about how crazy it's getting, and this is not college. You want it to get as bad as it possibly can. You want it to be so unbelievably corrupt feeling that somebody has to step in, because that's the only time it'll change. Otherwise, you're going to do this. And I hear people like, college football sucks. We should, how it's happening right now, this is terrible. No. You want it to get worse. Because we all agree it sucks in that there aren't rules in place. I'm all for this is America. It's free market. A coach can go and play somewhere the next year and get a How come a player can't do that? That's stupid. But it's the system that we've grown into, so we think it's the only right way to do it. But what's happening now is things got to go really wrong before they figure out how to make them right. And you see that with anything that's new.
But why are we acting like college sports have never been shady? Like, I feel like they've been shady forever. They're always trying to do a little something, give a little money over here.
Not a little, a lot sometimes.
Take some sponsorship money over here under the table.
But under the table, right? It's that we know, and that because it's able to be done, it's so widespread now, and every program's having players leave, and players are committing. They're making a big announcement that they're staying. Is how rare it is that good players are staying. They're like, I've decided.
Yeah.
I'm going to put out a message, say, I'm here another year.
It's like signing day
Yes.
two.
So I want there to be some big scandals. I want there to be so much that somebody has to go to a politician, and a politician feels like he has to grandstand and make it. That's the only way it's going to work. It's the only way it's going to fix it. The bowl games, the sponsors need to be able to pay the players now all NIL deals for playing in the game, which allows them to play in the game. Like, that should be, you made the bowl game. Well, you're going to go over and play in the Heinz Butt Yeast Bowl.
Yeah.
You get $10,000 a player. That made me want to play.
Yeah.
And you can do that now.
Because NFL players get a bonus too, I think, each playoff game.
They do, but I'm just saying players can be paid NIL money by groups, organizations, businesses. Sponsors can now do that. That has to be a thing put into play. But I like. Let's go. Let's get off. Let's get bad. I want it to get dirty. Not because I enjoy it, but because I understand it's got to get so bad before it gets fixed.
Yeah.
If it just stays pretty bad, it'll never get fixed. It'll just be a lot of people complaining about the good old days. But I'll say this. The good old days are only good because we're out of them. Back when they started to give athletes actual scholarships to play sports, there were some really, really ugly, mean things written about why are we giving people free education to play a stupid game? This is something that's happened in every cycle. You're giving free school to play a stupid game. Boom. You're giving them not only school, but now you're going to pay for their room and board. Boom. Now it's just, and it's going to keep happening. But to think that there's $1 billion institution that's making all this money off the kids, and the kids shouldn't see any of it because of a $60,000 a year education, that's just dumb. That's just you going, well, that's all I know, so it's got to be the right way. And not you guys, but people that argue like this is not what it used to be. Yeah, well, you're the person in the 40s going, you're going to give them a scholarship? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So you're that person, but don't be. But sometimes I need to be told I'm that person, so I'm not anymore. but I need it to get really shady. I'm talking. I need players to be handing each other cash like on the field. Like I need somebody standing in the end zone when someone scores, they're just busting them off 20s.
Yeah.
It's Odell.
Odell. I thought it was
After that
yeah.
LSU
In
game.
the locker room.
I need that as soon as they score. Like him behind the goalpost going, hey, you run this in, whichever one of you get it, you got $500 right here. So that's my lead sports story is that, yeah, that's the story. But my story is I want it to get dirty because it's got to get dirtier to get clean at all. And that's what's up. I do want to talk about Sark for a second. Texas coach. Man, did you see the clip of him screaming in the tunnel
No.
at the guy? I can give you my phone.
No. Let me see
Go to
this.
my Twitter, Mr. Bobby Bones,
Okay.
and go down like 4 or 5 where I wrote, geez, Sark. It's
Not a good look.
It's not the Tom Jones one?
It's not. It's the 6th one down from 2 days ago. Texas football coach Steve Sarkisian with that,
There you go.
get your hands off me, bro, energy before the Alamo Bowl.
Oh, I've seen this video clip.
He's like, get the F
Oh,
off me,
yeah,
get the F-
dude.
But it's the guy supposed to hold him back. And he's just like, hey, hold on.
He's like, Sark, you told me to do this.
It's
man.
an awful clip.
He's like, dude, I'm just doing my job.
So the guy in the headset, he's the events guy where they're telling him like, hey, wait, I'll give you the cue to let them go out in the field.
Yeah.
He's
And Sark is saying, get your hands off me.
he's either the events guy or one of like the assistant coaches.
Because I've seen him pregame and he yells at everyone. He headbutts.
He's got a lanyard on though, so it's got to be somebody that works
Official.
well for not the team. Yeah, it's got to be somebody who works
Yeah.
not for the team.
Yeah, either the stadium or the broadcast or something.
And he's not even like grabbing him hard. He's just like putting his hand out, just like hold on.
yeah.
It ain't a good look.
Wow.
It's
Get
a
your
mean
hands
look.
off me.
Yeah, it's a mean look. By the way, Mike's he coming on the show still?
I don't think so.
After their loss or after this?
No, I haven't hit him up yet.
Yeah, hit him
so
up.
I'll hit him up.
I'll ask him.
He knows that PR is looking bad right now.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy, man.
he
Yeah.
needs to say something like, Bobby, I tell you what, I wish I wouldn't have done that, but that guy, he slept with my wife, and I felt like I needed to tell him. Like, that's the only way I'm going to be like, oh, I get it, dude. Otherwise, that's not good.
He did grab his boob,
Yeah, well,
technically.
Well, Sark kind of turned in, like his hand was there, and he kind of turned into it. He needs to be like, Sark needs to be like, Bobby, I tell you what, that kid's killed 7 orphans last year, and I just, you know what, I exploded. I shouldn't have done that. Otherwise, that ain't a good
That's
situation
great.
there.
I can't stop watching it. Wow.
What about the LSU sex party story?
I haven't seen that.
Don't know it.
Oh,
Tell me more.
Do I just Google that?
Tell me more.
LSU sex party.
Is this just the school or the football team? What are we
Football
talking
team. So their wide receiver just declared he's going to the NFL draft. What do you see?
Nothing. I didn't. Okay, keep going. I saw that he declared. I didn't know why. Is there a reason?
So yeah, Booty. How do you say his name? B-O-U?
Booty.
Booty.
I think
yeah.
it is Booty actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
about? Booty, dude, really?
Booty.
well,
Booty and
here's the
sex
thing.
party.
It is LSU,
That's true.
and I'm always like,
Boudoir.
yes. So even if I do say like I've heard it on TV, I'm like maybe it's not the right way, and I'm gonna get a.
But Kevin said it like he's like, hey, let's go get some booty.
I know.
It is booty.
It's
It is
booty,
Booty,
right?
right?
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought so.
Like that little French booty.
Yeah.
All rumors, but the rumor is he left because he's probably gonna be dismissed from the team anyway. Like I say, all speculation. But it's rampant to the point where I'm gonna bring it up. There is one of the coaches, I believe, maybe the wide receiver coach. I think the wide receiver coach. Also, what do you see?
Another. I'm still reading. Go ahead.
They apparently had a sex party, and there was a girl who was on the staff, and it was like a bunch of them with her, and it got found out. I think she was the only girl there.
At least
Five.
five. Yeah.
Like coach, player.
How come you only read about these parties?
Like you don't get invited?
I've never seen it ever
And he's
happen.
like, hell
never.
I never
Not
got
even-
an Evite.
Not even a friend of a friend has ever said, like, dude, I went to a sex party last night. Like, I only read about this stuff.
What do you see over there, Kevin?
It just says there's 5 unidentified people, and he's one of them. And message claims that what is it, Booty?
Booty. Just say Booty like
Okay,
a bug.
Booty
Yeah.
was dismissed in quotes. All rumors. They haven't been confirmed yet, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Well, what I read was, as a rumor, pure speculation. There was a girl worked there, and apparently all of them with her.
Wow.
Reed went, like he just not got it.
Reed finally woke up.
That stuff probably happens
At the
all
SEC
the
game
time.
too in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
SEC
Wow.
game. Harbaugh chokes again. Yeah. But he choked in that's where you choke. You want to choke in the Final Four if you have to choke.
Oh, which Harbaugh are you talking about?
Jim,
Okay.
Michigan.
Okay.
You don't want to choke in the Toledo French Fry Bowl for the 8th time. If you have to choke, you might as well choke in the Final Four where It's the 4 best teams in the country.
Yeah.
Which Harbaugh are you talking about? Jim?
Yeah.
John in Baltimore?
I mean, gosh, I understand it's tough with Lamar Jackson out, but I mean, they just seem to struggle bus.
Those games are awful.
They are really awful.
They've been bad. Coaches update quickly because we have until the Super Bowl. Kevin's in the lead. Mike?
I'm hitting up Sark today. See if
Okay.
he's coming on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Kevin?
No update back on the grind today.
Eddie?
we have until the Super Bowl or the college
I thought it was the
championship?
college
Yeah,
final.
next week.
So
Oh,
in
is that
1
what it
week.
is?
Yeah.
Oh, I can extend it.
Yeah, it's just Super Bowl.
You want to extend
Super
it?
Bowl?
Yeah, because coaches may be easier to get.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I agree. Cool.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's our last episode. Our last episode of this show, which is right before the Super Bowl, that will be What's Up.
That's it.
Get them by then. You still
Love
make
it.
$500.
I know. How many does Kevin have?
2.
2
Two.
points.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's not
unattainable.
out of reach.
Coach Barry Odom, who's now the UNLV head football coach, hit me up yesterday. Was like, come to Vegas. Let's go. Come check it out. And so, I mean, I can always get him, but I'm not in the game.
Hmm.
But I may line him
Go
up.
to Vegas like Chopper.
We could probably go.
Is
and
that
do-
our thing now?
It honestly could be. I swear to you. I was thinking about that. Every season, we go and do an experience with a team.
Wow, that'd be cool.
With a college team, we could probably go and like do drills and stuff too.
That'd be awesome.
Probably with an NFL team too, honestly, if we had more. Because now that we got Jerry vouching for us and we've done it, other teams be like, oh, you did that? Oh, okay, cool. Because it's always hardest to get the first one. It's like getting a big guest on a podcast. They're like, well, who have your guests been before? Well, we don't really have anybody. Oh, okay, well, I'm not going to come on. But when
Yeah.
you finally get someone, you're like, well, heck yeah. We had Boomer Esiason and Chris Stapleton. They're both nude. So,
At a sex party.
yes, with booty. Okay, so that's still wide open there. The thing about Odom, who was the Arkansas defensive coordinator, who was the Missouri head coach before that, him and I would text occasionally, and I went up and spent some time with him. He was like, hey, come to the house and have dinner. We weren't able to stay, but I really like him. I think he's a great football mind, defensively, just excellent. But I texted him like 2 days after he got the job, and I was like, yo, what's the deal about, like, what do you have to do when you first go to a program? Like, what's the hardest thing? You're starting now. What do you do? And then I hear from him for like 3 weeks, and he's like, hey, man, come to Vegas. That was last night. So I wonder, are they that busy, or does he just not care that much about me?
Busy. I'm going to go with busy.
But 3 weeks, Eddie, I'm pretty busy.
Yeah, I know, dude, but there's a lot going on in his life.
Okay, I won't be offended. I was really considering if I should be offended or not. But I guess I won't.
Dude, I can be gone for 3 weeks easily. And not that I'm just like not thinking of someone. I'm just, like I'll get back to it. I'll get back to him.
3 weeks, though. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. It's my go-to. I love it. The player props are fun. I hit a couple. I think I hit Gardner 2 weeks ago, Gardner Minshew, on passing yards. Because I'd be like, passing yards over 6. And if it's Zach Wilson, I'm going to go under.
Definitely.
New customers can bet $5 on any NFL team to win their game. Get $150 in free bets if they do. Right now, everybody can earn up to 100% the boost with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. The more legs you add, the bigger the boost, the bigger shot that you can win. It's all about winning. It's all about fun, right? Like, do it for fun. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code BobbySports. Place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game. Get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code BobbySports. 21 and up, most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for terms and resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Tennessee, call or text the Tennessee Red Line 800-889-9789. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. All right, what teams can actually win the Super Bowl? That's what we're going to talk about. What teams can actually win the Super Bowl? Let's just list them until somebody goes, I'm out. I'll go first. The Chiefs. Eddie?
I'll go with the Bills.
Kevin?
I'll go with the Bengals.
Ooh,
Ooh,
man, you went low quick.
wow. You think the bank? Okay, to me, they're on that. I'm gonna. Okay, yes.
I mean, it's
but
possible.
Barely, but barely.
It's possible, but I'm surprised you didn't pick someone more of a like.
Because I think the top 3 of the AFC are all stronger. Maybe, obviously, Philly without Jalen Hurts is huge, but
we're
in
gonna
the
assume
NFC
he's back
teams,
though.
okay. I still think I would take the Bengals over Philly, Dallas, or the Niners.
But I hear you. But they got to get through either the Bills or the Chiefs, and they can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they beat Kansas City this year earlier again. But if they played today, I wouldn't bet on them to be.
No, I wouldn't.
But I'm going to agree with you, but barely. When that's the teams that can win the Super Bowl.
I mean, I would have gone Niners over Bengals, but
I'm not even listing them in order. I'm just listing them.
okay.
Although I do think
I know,
Kansas
but you're
City's
gonna
my
start running out
favorite.
of teams though.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
Okay, those three. I'm gonna go the Niners.
Cowboys.
Oh, now see the Cowboys and the Bengals are the same to me. They can.
Absolutely can.
No, okay, but you're homering it. You have a star on your hat right
no,
now.
no.
No, you literally
Wow,
have. You and Mike have stars and Dallas Cowboy hats on right now.
Am I wearing the hat? I didn't realize that. I mean, I just really, I feel even neutral. You said the Niners. I think we can beat Philly, and that's going to be our biggest obstacle. Obviously, I think we can beat Philly, and if we can beat Philly, boys, we're headed to the Super Bowl.
You're more scared of Philly than you are than the Niners?
I am,
Mm.
and we've had this conversation. I
I'd
know
be
you want
more
to bring
scared
it up.
of Tampa if I were Dallas.
No,
Tampa's got their number.
I am
Tom Brady
not
owns
scared
the
of Tampa.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Tampa can't score a touchdown to save their life.
The Dallas and Philadelphia situation is interesting because they both beat each other, but both with backup quarterbacks. Both.
That's right. that's right. I forgot
So
about
neither
that.
team has beat the other team with their full starting quarterback, starting offense. But I can co-sign that I'm gonna put the Cowboys. Yes, they can win the Super Bowl. Kevin, do you agree with that?
I
don't-
don't.
Can
Okay.
they win the
I
Super
don't.
Bowl?
You don't think so?
No, I don't. Well, is there a difference between can and do I think they will?
No. We're just talking about teams that can win the Super Bowl. Like, if this team, whomever it is, if they win the Super Bowl, you're like, okay, yeah. I mean, I didn't think they would, but okay, I see it. But you're not gonna say the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings
No.
can win the Super Bowl.
No,
But you said the Bengals, and I feel like the Bengals and the Cowboys would be an equal chance.
I do too. They're very similar to me. Do you feel like the Bengals can win it easier than the Cowboys can?
easier. No, just because the road is harder.
We're not talking road though. We're talking teams. We don't know the road.
Okay.
God bless it.
Okay.
You know?
The broken one?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you don't know what's going to happen, who's going to win. I'm just talking about teams that right now are good enough to win the freaking Super Bowl.
If you're
No,
going to say the
I-
Bengals, don't be stupid. You got to say the Cowboys
Well,
too.
No, I don't think the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's
That's
his.
All right.
That's me.
Okay,
We're
Kevin.
not friends
Go
anymore.
ahead. He says the Cowboys. You
Eagles.
say the Eagles. Okay.
We're running out of teams.
Well, and
fast,
that's okay,
boys.
right? Because there only should be a few that we think
Yeah.
can win the Super Bowl. So, from the AFC, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Bills. I think that's it from my AFC side. The NFC,
You got the
40
Vikings.
yeah, no way.
You got the
Just- it
Vikings
just ain't
left.
gonna happen.
The
'Cause, I mean-
Giants.
I mean, walk it down here. The Giants are going to be the 6.
Yeah.
We'll go with the NFC side. Okay, 7's going to be Tampa. As of right now, just if it doesn't fall this way, screw you guys. 7's going to be Tampa. I don't have any paper in front of me. 6 is going to be the Giants. 1 is still going to be open, but let's say it's the Eagles. And let's say then that puts Dallas at 5 because they're not going to win the division. So they're now at 5, which is then going to go 2, 3, 4, which is going to be San Francisco, Minnesota. Who am I forgetting?
Then you have
Packers, Lions.
Detroit. Yeah. Because I think Detroit, Packers can all still get in.
Man, the winner of that game is going to get in.
Yes.
Unless Detroit has a chance to not actually get in
Yeah.
even with a win, but probably it's going to go down to those 2 teams.
Yeah.
So that's who it's going to be, right? It's going
And
to be
Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Okay, so Seattle's the other division winner then. No.
Mhm.
No.
no, they just have to win.
That's right.
No, they'd be a wild card.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
from my mind. Who the division winners are in the NFC.
San Francisco,
Yep.
Tampa,
Minnesota.
Minnesota, and then Philly.
Okay. There's 4. Dallas will be 5.
Yep.
That means 7 is going to be Tampa. And then no,
This
Maybe
has,
four.
this has
Tampa's going to be 4. That's what it is. Yeah, Tampa's going to
Tampa
be
will
4.
be 4 as a division
I'm thinking
winner.
7 is the worst team in my mind, not
yeah,
the seed.
yeah.
Green Bay will probably 7 if whoever wins that game. Is that the 7?
It says here that Seattle's the 7 now.
More than Green Bay?
But if
They
they
win?
But if Green Bay
but if
win-
Green Bay wins, they'd be the 7.
Got it. Okay. Of those teams, it's just those 3 that I think can win the Super Bowl. Packers, man, are fun right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to see Aaron Rodgers. I think ceiling for the Packers, 2 wins. I think they can win 2 games in the playoffs.
Guys, what do you think about the Jaguars? Just how
We're
they've
going to
been
the
playing.
AFC? We're going to go to the AFC?
We'll go back to the AFC because
Let's do it now. We haven't done it yet.
Because if you have the Jaguars, you got the coach that's been to the Super Bowl.
Well, the Jaguars, though, will go on as the 4,
The 4
though,
seed.
right? Because they're going to be they're going to go with a bad record, but they're going to be 4
Yes.
winning the division. Go ahead.
So that means they would be playing the Chargers?
Well, let's walk it down. 1, Buffalo.
Buffalo, if they win tonight.
Yeah, Buffalo, Kansas City. And if I'm wrong on these, we're just putting the divisions up there.
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Kansas
Kansas City,
Bengals.
Cincinnati,
Ravens.
no.
And then 4 would be Jaguars.
4 would be
Buffalo
Jaguars.
yeah.
And now we're going to the wild cards, which
Ravens.
5,
Chargers.
6.
And who we missing?
Patriots.
Patriots
Oh, yeah, 7.
with a big win.
So the Patriots can't win it. Ravens can't win it unless Lamar.
Steelers, Dolphins, maybe.
None of those guys can win
Yeah.
it.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Eddie, with Jacksonville now.
I just feel like Jacksonville's on a roll right now, and I mean I think their defense is awesome. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is capable of winning the Super Bowl, but I mean with Peterson as a coach, I feel like
Big growth, though.
yeah.
Big growth.
I think as a dark horse, Jacksonville would be a good pick.
Peterson's won a Super Bowl before, too.
I know it.
I think that Jacksonville's ceiling, I think they can win 2 games. That's their ceiling. I think with the playoffs, too, it's not always about having the most wins. It's about who's playing the hottest. It's like baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You get against a wild card team that had to fight your way in. You have a lot of winning and a lot. You usually play pretty well right when the playoffs start. So if Jacksonville can beat the Titans, which I think they're -6 going into this game.
I mean the Titans, man, they just came tumbling down quick.
They did, and I'm glad they didn't start Malik Willis because they look better. They actually, against Dallas, looked like they could function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about that game. I didn't. Both teams looked like they were just scrimmaging. You know.
Well, the Cowboys felt like, well, that's gonna be easy. We don't even care. But then they had to care because it
yeah, I think fourth quarter they were
jumped
just like,
up.
all right, let's
Yeah.
just start
Like
carrying
the
real
Texans
quick.
game.
Yeah.
It's like they were like, it's the Texans. Who cares? And then
But
like,
I mean,
oh God.
I don't know. My headset wasn't working in the helicopter. But didn't Jerry Jones wasn't he talking about just how equal the NFL could be with the I guess the talent that everyone has in their
Yeah, what he said was, I'm not going to get the numbers right, so I'm just going to go straight hyperbole here. There are 10,000 college football players every year. There's 100 of them that get drafted to the NFL. Of that 100, 13 end up staying in the league. And those 13 do it so the difference in talent is just so small that it's coaching or system. But any given week, because the talent is there, any team can win. That's why there's so much parity there.
yeah.
And then they almost get the other Texans that
And
day.
there we go.
Yeah.
After he said that.
Okay, so we're saying there's 5. Eddie and I say 6. But Kevin, you said there are 5 teams in the
5.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 5.
And Eddie and I are putting the Cowboys in that list.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you're
Anybody
not.
I'm
else?
not being a hater. I'm just being honest.
Well,
Realistic?
Eddie's being
I'm not.
you're being
Whatever-
a homer.
whatever
and you're
you're
being
about
a
to
hater,
say,
but
I am
I'm
not.
But I'm neutral. You're being a homer. You're being a hater, and I'm neutral. And I'm
I
gonna say
truly
that.
believe.
Just looking at the games quickly over this past weekend. I mean, NFL-wise, that Dolphins, the fact that now they're on their third-string quarterback and Teddy's got a broken finger, and it's going to be tough. I like Mike McDaniel. I would like the Dolphins to go to the playoffs just because of I like how they do that. I like their team. I like their head coach. I like what he's about. I like Tua, obviously, but Tua's I don't know if he's what the deal is there. But Dolphins and Patriots. Patriots win. It was a crazy game. It was a crazy game. About 2 teams I give no craps about. They kept going to on red zone. I was like, I don't want to watch this game.
There's always that game.
Yeah, I was like, why do they keep showing me this game? I had nothing about it. Bucks beat the Panthers. Bucks come back again. The Bucks,
they
the Bucks
just
are like from The Walking Dead. I'm back alive
That's
again.
just what they do every week.
I know.
Yeah.
They go down.
Don't give him a minute. Not 1 minute to come back and kick a field goal. They're going to beat you.
Mike Evans, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Eddie, can I say one thing that you'll like actually about
Yeah,
that game?
sure.
Is for the first time I was watching Tom Brady whine, and he was whining a lot yesterday.
A lot.
And I was like, dude, you look like a baby.
Yeah.
Is that easier for you now that he's with Tampa Bay? And
It's
not-
taken me almost 3 years, but I finally
Separation?
Then I was like, dude, this is too much, man. I can't watch.
I
that.
did lose my $100 bet that I made at the beginning of the season.
Because you told Buddy Steve that Tom Brady would not make the playoffs.
Correct.
He told me. He won our fantasy
told you?
league. Yeah.
Okay.
I lost. I had 2 teams.
He told me that he beat you in fantasy, and he's like, "Dude, I'm killing Bobby. He's never going to talk to me again. Like this is a massacre." He was thinking about benching some of his players, so it wouldn't be so bad.
I really didn't care. I planned 2 leagues, and I got to buy first round on both leagues. Either one is number 1 or number 2 seed in both of my leagues. And then lost because Jalen Hurts went down in one league, which was stupid. And then this league, I mean, I just got beat yesterday, but you can't. I mean, I'm in the championship game. He has Tom Brady, and so it's like
Tom Brady had
Tom Brady-
probably the best game
Yeah,
of his
400 yards.
Yeah,
but-
of the year.
So it's just like, kudos to you. I can't do anything about it. My team played pretty good. It's just he had good players and also the fact that, and I can talk about this in a second, the eliminator that I'm in for all that money, I'm still in.
Oh.
And so all my focus was mostly on that.
Oh, of course.
Well, yeah.
But I finished, second and third in the 2 leagues that I'm in. But I put myself in the position. But
Second pay money?
Yeah.
And then good.
our league's second,
Okay.
and it pays money.
Okay.
But it's like poker. You just want to be at the final table, and then whatever happens, you just got to go. I put myself in a good position.
Mhm.
In our fantasy leagues, did great all season. I just put myself in a good position. Did not win it. Would have rather won, but that showbiz, baby. Lions whooped the Bears.
Expected.
Yeah, I guess expected, but I keep thinking the Bears are going to win a game.
I mean, sure. Yeah, because sometimes they do,
I
but they
know.
haven't. Every time I go to DraftKings, I'm like,
I know.
no.
They've only won 3 games.
I know.
was surprised to see that.
Kansas City with a ugly win over the Broncos. You almost felt like that was the Dallas-Tennessee game where they were just like,
That to me was the response to all the Cowboys fans of being like, I just can't get behind the Cowboys. They're so inconsistent. Guys, everyone is inconsistent right now. Look at the Chiefs. So inconsistent.
and they're human beings.
They are.
And they go, we're playing the Broncos. They suck. They fired their coach. And they almost lost.
And Russell Wilson had every chance again to win that game.
Russell's going to reevaluate everything he
Oh
said.
my gosh.
Giant. I think he'll be better next year, though.
What's he reevaluating?
Everything in life.
Yeah.
Oh my.
What-handed he is.
Oh my.
He starts at scratch. All right, let's see which hand I throw better
I
with.
do play very good when I left here.
Giants beat the Colts. That's quick and easy for
Yeah.
them. Saints beat the Eagles.
Yeah, man. That was cool.
I mean, even with Minshew, I can't believe it. Browns beat the Commanders. Wentz threw 3 interceptions. Here's why they put Wentz in, if you want to know the truth. Dan Snyder's paying him millions of bucks.
Might as
and
well use it.
He's just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, the Tyler Heineke was making money for every win. Extra money. He's a backup. So he's winning games and he has to pay even more. So it's like, well, I'll just play. He doesn't care if they win. He's selling team.
That makes
Yeah.
so much sense.
Yeah.
That really does.
He doesn't care about playoffs.
No. And Jaguars whoop up on the Texans. Seahawks beat the Jets. Jets eliminated. Mike White did not look great. Could still, I mean, I always assume when somebody comes back from injury, they're not 100%. They're just able to play
Sure.
again. Packers
Man,
whooped
Packers
the
at home.
Vikings. Golly. And Chargers, Eckler with a big day. So that's that on the games. We'll get into on Friday's show what games actually matter this week. As far as I know, Kevin had broken down what it takes for these teams to get in the playoffs. The Chiefs, they're the AFC West champs. They're waiting on the Bills-Bengals tonight for the top seed. I'm going to move on down to the Jaguars. They can clinch if they beat the Titans this coming week. Chargers jump the Ravens in the wild card. And if they win on Sunday, right, and a Ravens loss,
They jumped them with the Ravens lost yesterday. So
Oh,
the
got it.
Chargers are in there now. They basically control their own fate.
but if they just win, they're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're in. But yeah, that's the 5 seed.
Right. Okay, they're in. Got it.
Yeah.
The Patriots have to win at Buffalo to get in, but Buffalo may be sitting their starters. That could be a thing, huh?
I was wondering, well, because Buffalo, if they lose, because they're still going for the 1 seed, obviously.
But they're playing the Bengals tonight.
Yeah.
So if they win that game,
But then the Chiefs are still only 3 losses as well. They do hold the tie. The Buffalo does. So they have to win both
then
games.
they'll have to win again.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks then for the Patriots.
I know.
Because they're going to have to beat a Buffalo team that's trying.
At Buffalo.
The Dolphins, they got to win this week, and the Pats lose, which the Pats are playing a Buffalo team that is motivated.
Yeah.
So the Dolphins could actually still get in.
Yeah, and they're playing the Jets, who are,
Deflated,
Yeah.
sad,
yeah.
but also they have a third-string quarterback that's playing for them. The Steelers, they got to beat the Browns in Week 18, which they can do, and hope that the Patriots lose, which could happen, and the Dolphins lose, which could happen. So the Steelers can still get in. The fact that the Steelers are 8-8 with a rookie quarterback, rookie wide receiver, they were questioning the leadership of that team.
Mhm.
I mean, that says a lot about the coach. Not that he needed any more said about him. He's never had a losing season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I thought this was going to be the first one. It still could be.
Titans, they win against Jags, they're in.
Ugh.
Oof.
Good luck.
Come on, do we want him in?
No.
It's like we
And
don't want
I
him
like
in.
the Titans. I'm rooting for them, but it's bad because they don't have the the people to go and be competitive. The Eagles, they'll win the division with a win, or the Cowboys loss in the final week to get the number 1 seed. 49ers, they win and the Eagles lose. They get the number 1 seed. The Vikings, they're just where they are.
Yeah.
They're in. They're going to go as a 3. Bucks are 4. Cowboys can win the division with a win and the Eagles loss. They can get a number 1 seed with the 49ers loss as well.
Yeah.
Which that's 49ers are playing the who are the 49ers playing? Not that it matters, but they're going to be motivated. The Giants got the wild card. Seahawks, they'll make the playoffs.
The Niners play Arizona.
Oh, they should win that.
They should win that one.
The Seahawks will make the playoffs with a win over the Rams, and a Packers loss to the Lions. The Lions win versus the Packers, and they need the Seahawks to lose to the Rams.
There's a lot.
That's a
Are
tough
you guys
one.
good at keeping track of all this? Like when you're watching?
Yeah, because I'll just look at it individually.
Okay. Because
Are you overwhelmed
right
right
me a
now?
headache.
And the Packers, they beat the Lions and they're in. Those are the situations there. We got a couple more things. We'll be out of here. We're good. My eliminator. It's I don't really say much about the situation financially, but it's for tens of thousands of dollars.
It's about all you need to say.
We don't need
It's a lot of
specifics.
pressure. A lot of pressure picking 2 teams a week.
Not when you first start, because it's hundreds and hundreds of teams. Like almost 1,000 teams were in this.
Okay, what are we at? How many are left?
As of this last week, there are 10 teams left.
Oh my goodness.
And
And
I'm
you're
one of
in
them.
there.
I'm one of them.
Okay, and your list is getting slimmer and slimmer. Everyone's is,
It is,
really.
because you have to pick 2 teams a week, and if either one of the teams lose, you're out. This last week, I took Detroit, which they won easily, and I took Atlanta, and they needed a last-second kick.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what I told you to pick?
No, you didn't tell me to pick Atlanta.
Because what you've been doing is very interesting. So have you been contacting your friends and asking and then kind of just like polling?
I have like 3 people that I just want to know what they think, and you're one of them.
Okay. Because I told you Commanders and New England. New England wins. Commanders
Lost.
But
you've told me losers every week.
Yeah. I mean, that's par with how my picks go.
But I don't fade. I don't fade you. I just want to know what you think.
And I love that you always ask me, like, okay, Commanders, even with
Yeah, I do. I'm like, are you sure? Do you understand that X, Y, Z? And he's like, yeah, man.
I'm like, yeah.
I feel very passionate
Of
about
course.
it. So I picked Detroit and Atlanta. Nobody told me to pick Atlanta on my little squad. I was going to pick Detroit and Jacksonville, but I pulled off Jacksonville because I thought Atlanta had a good chance to win. Might need Jacksonville next week. And I usually don't do that. I usually just try to survive.
Yeah.
But this week I was like, I'm in the final. I need to start a little bit trying to plan for the future. A little 401k action here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Smart, man.
No, because I almost lost. I needed
Yeah.
a kick at the very end of the
but
game.
you didn't, and now you're sitting good.
So week 18,
All right, let's see what we got.
I can tell you. Do you have pull up the schedule, Eddie?
Got it.
And I can tell you who I can pick between. Okay, let me know when you have the schedule up.
Oh, week 18.
Now I got to
up.
pick 2 winners. Jacksonville is still an option. They're playing the Titans, and I'm probably going to pick them because I saved them for that reason. So I'm probably going to pick them.
Okay.
I can pick Green Bay. And a lot of people have only picked Green Bay in the last couple of weeks because they've only gotten good in the last couple of weeks. But I do have half the teams cannot pick Green Bay because they've already picked them of the 10 I've looked. Eddie, Green Bay's playing.
The Lions
Now, that's a tough game.
in Lambeau.
That's a tough game. So
Very
I'm
tough.
going to leave that. I can pick New England.
Yeah.
New England is playing,
And New England is at Buffalo.
which I'm probably not going to take.
I wouldn't.
I can take Washington.
The Commanders. They're playing Dallas in Washington.
Take them.
And
Shut it.
and Dallas is a motivated Dallas. Like Dallas needs to win the game.
Yeah.
They want the bye.
I can pick the Jets.
The Jets are playing Miami. In Miami.
But the Jets are deflated. It's just like Jets have nothing to play for. And although Miami just playing a third string quarterback, they're actually playing for the playoffs. I'm not saying you're wrong or this team's wrong, but I'm saying this is my mindset. Like the Dolphins are playing for the playoffs. The Jets are playing for nothing. They just want to end the season and go home and go on vacation. I can pick Pittsburgh
They're playing Cleveland
Ooh.
in Pittsburgh.
for
For a
playoff
playoff spot.
berth. I can pick Carolina.
You like Carolina. You've been
They're
riding with
dead now.
Carolina.
I've been riding with Carolina, and I still was riding until they lost.
Oh, they're dead
And I'm
to you?
proud of them, but now they're dead because they can't do anything.
Well, they're playing the Saints. That looks pretty good to me.
But I mean, they're both dead teams. I mean, that's just to me, that's just equal. I'm looking for edge.
That's a toss-up.
I don't want any toss-ups.
Sure, but if they're equal, not playing for playoff spot, they're going to play to win. I don't think they're just going for fun.
I think they're both just like, let's just play this game and do it. I don't
Get
feel
it
like there's
over
any
with.
motivation there. Okay, but still, listen, I want you to tell me who you
Okay.
pick. Arizona, never. I'm not picking Arizona ever. I don't care.
No.
No way.
David Blau?
Houston, not picking the Texans for any reason whatsoever.
But they are playing Indy.
Not picking them.
Okay.
New Orleans, which we talked about that.
Yes.
I only got a few more here. Chicago, not picking them. Indy. Indy versus Houston. I mean, I'm not going to, but if there was one that was kind of like, okay, maybe.
That's an ugly game.
It isn't really ugly. Rams
Ugh.
playing Seattle, right?
Seattle.
Not picking that one.
Mm-mm.
But Seattle's still
Playing for
fighting again.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Man, they look good with Stedham. Is that his name?
Stidham.
Stedham.
Stidham.
But they're playing the Chiefs, so I wouldn't do that.
Who are still motivated.
Yeah.
Denver and the Titans are my other two teams. Titans can't do that against Jacksonville and Denver.
And doesn't matter who they're playing. Don't go Denver.
So you've heard that. Those are the only teams left I can pick from.
Man.
I think I'm going to go Jacksonville,
Man.
Yep.
but then it's the other teams that I'm considering are obviously Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not the college. the Steelers.
Yeah. Can you pick
I
it?
just wrote Pitt down here. Pitt.
Pittsburgh over Cleveland.
Pittsburgh over Cleveland's considered because they're playing for a playoff. Green Bay,
I like that
Yeah.
one. Over the Lions.
but still the Lions are playing for a playoff spot.
so are the Packers.
I know, but it's like that game's almost even to me.
Mm.
That's not, but almost. The Patriots
Mm-mm.
can't do that over Buffalo. I'm going to eliminate some of these teams off my list here. Okay, I'm going to take New England off.
Sorry, Kevin.
I'm going to take
Okay. I
the
understand.
Jets and the Commanders off. I'm taking Carolina, Arizona, Houston, New Orleans, Chicago off.
Smart man taking the Commanders off.
I mean, I can't bet them.
No.
I can't put my money on them. The Rams, Denver. Okay, so here are the four teams that we've said I could possibly go with. Jacksonville, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and I've left India because they're playing Houston. And you have Saturday still trying to coach for possibly a job.
And you took Carolina out
Yes.
and the Saints.
Mm-hmm. That game's too much of a pick'em to me.
Okay.
So are we on Jacksonville for sure?
Yes.
Okay, we're on Jacksonville for sure, which means they're going to lose.
Which
All right.
means that's very scary. Like
Yep.
anytime they do that on a TV show,
Yep.
it always goes the other way.
So it's Green Bay, Pitt, and Indy.
Indy looks so bad that I couldn't pick them.
Okay, I'm going to eliminate them. Green Bay or Pittsburgh? Or do I just wait and we figure out over the week and we can reevaluate it? But Jacksonville for sure, and either Green Bay or Pittsburgh. Tell me Green Bay again.
Green Bay's playing Detroit,
At what
In
time?
Lambeau.
Oh, that's tough, though. The Detroit game. But Pittsburgh's playing
and
Cleveland.
it's a noon game.
Pittsburgh's playing Cleveland.
Mhm.
Also a noon game
And they
in Pittsburgh. Man, both home games. I lied. Dude, those are good games. And I think,
Who would you take? Green Bay or Pittsburgh, Eddie?
I'm gonna have to go Rodgers. I think Rodgers is on a roll right now. It's to fight to get into the playoffs. He needs it. I'm gonna go Packers.
Kevin?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a quarterback league. I'll take Rodgers over Pickett any day.
All right. Thank you, guys.
I'll let you know what
I have to decide. I mean, that's good. I like it. I'm glad we walked through it all, but okay. We're happy to be back. We're wrapping it up now. In thoughts. Let's go over to Mr. Spaghetti himself, Eddie Spaghetti.
Man. So you know how we went to the Cowboys game with Jerry Jones, helicopter, like watch the game.
Yeah.
Sideline, watch the players warm up. Well, I decided, and it's not my idea, my wife's idea. They were playing the Titans. They were coming to Nashville. We were here. My mom was supposed to be in town, so I was going to get tickets to take my mom to the game, but her flight got delayed. She was in that whole Southwest Airlines mess, so she wasn't going to be here for the game. So I said, all right, I'm not going. I'm just going to watch it at home. Then my wife says, hey, why don't you take one of the boys to the game? And okay, well, let me start looking for tickets. Guys, I couldn't find a ticket under $400
Why
a
did you not
pop.
call me?
What do you mean?
Finish your story.
I could not find a ticket to go under $400 a pop. So I kept clicking refresh for the next 2 hours. Come on, anything, nothing. So my wife says, just take them And I'm sure there's a scalper out there that you can just, once the game starts, you pay him, whatever, $200, $300, and you can get a ticket. All right, not a bad idea. So my son gets a CeeDee Lamb jersey. He gets his Cowboys beanie. He's excited. We take an Uber down there.
Did you tell him there's a chance you couldn't get in?
Oh, I told him, look, this is just, we don't know. We're going to go down there. We're going to try. And if we don't get in, we don't get in. It's just part of it. And I figured, too, it'd be a good experience for him to kind of just see that. Do you remember that scene in Rudy where he's outside the game and he's telling people, like, hey, I got $10. Like, I got $10. That was me and my son outside the stadium. The game has already started. The first quarter's almost over. We're not, dude, no one was selling tickets. Not one person.
Wow.
Really?
And I just kept looking at my son's face, and it just got sadder and sadder. And then
You
finally,
couldn't even find tickets. Not even just cheap ones. The tickets at all.
nothing, dude.
Wow.
There was one guy who said, I got an extra one, but only one. I was like, well, I got my son, so I can't take your extra
Eddie
one.
leaves them. He calls me.
Sorry,
Hey, I
son.
put him in an Uber. He's coming to your house.
So, yeah, man, I had to tell him, like, at one point, I just had to be like, all right, it's not going to work out. We're going to have to head home. He started crying.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude, it was brutal. It was so sad. He started crying. He was so disappointed. But I told him, hey, look, it's just a part of it. Like, I knew there was going to be a chance that we weren't going to be able to get in, but we got to experience it. We got to see the crowd. We got to kind of be there, and I'll take you to go get some dessert. So we watched the second half at a sports bar. He got a big cookie ice cream plate. It was fine. But I asked him later before he went to bed, is like, hey, man, did you have fun tonight? He's like, Dad, I don't want to talk about it. He still does not want to talk about it. But I think it's good. I think it's a good experience.
How old? How old son? Which one?
He's the 9-year-old. I mean, he's the Cowboys fan.
Yeah. Man, that's tough.
It was tough, dude. It was tough, but I think it was a good lesson. Definitely for me. I mean, hey, I guess scalpers don't exist anymore.
That happened to me last year at the Music City Bowl.
Couldn't find any tickets?
No, and I was with Ray, and they're like $300 a piece. I was like, I'm not paying this, not even my team. And then some guy that's working the fence comes up. He's working the thing, and he's like, hey, you need to get in the game? Put a little grease in my hand, I'll wave you over.
What?
Wow.
I wish I would have seen that
And
guy. I
we
would have
walked-
greased him.
He waved his hand up, and we walked right over. And Ray put a little grease in his hand. We got right in.
Ray greases everybody.
Yeah. Ray has ways of getting in places.
Well, can I say this now? All you
Yeah.
had to do was text me. I got Mike on the sideline.
You did?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Mike's on the sideline, Eddie's
I will
outside.
say, Mike, you didn't post anything till really after the game, as far as on your feed. But then I went to his story the next day. Dude, that made me kind of sad.
I feel
Oh,
bad now.
All you had to do, if you would have hit me up, I would have literally just texted the people at the Cowboys. Or my guy. I have a guy now.
Yeah, your guy.
My Tad, who is the head of all of their communications and media, and I texted him about Mike. I was like, hey, Mike's going to be there. Can you get him on the sideline? No problem. Mike emailed him.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I hate that for you because if you'd just been like, hey, do you know anybody over there? I would have definitely hooked you up.
No, it's all good. I honestly think it's for the best.
I
Good.
just feel bad having that visual of me inside the stadium having a great time, and then you guys just out there.
Man, there was a roar at one point. We were walking back to the Uber, and it was like Cowboys touchdown. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm checking my phone.
Was it cold out?
No, it wasn't bad.
Okay, good.
It wasn't bad.
That sucks, dude.
All right.
And it was raining.
It was a little rainy. yeah.
But that's a good bonding thing for you and your son, too.
I
I
agree.
think he'll remember that forever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, remember that time, Dad, that you couldn't afford?
Remember that time, Dad, where you could have bought tickets, but you didn't because you thought, and you did, yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, Kevin, what you got, buddy?
Well, the holidays are over. We're back, like we've said multiple times today. And I just want to say, I like the holidays. They're fun and all, but they're really exhausting. And I am so glad they're over. Every year I remind myself about how crappy I feel physically, mentally, and I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to get back into my routine. So they're fun. Glad they're done.
Yeah, my wife loves it.
The
She
holidays?
loves it. Loves being around all her families and nieces and so I mean, it's just part of it. I'm new to the family thing, but I just am ready to. I eat poorly. I'm just off my.
Oh,
I'm off my what I do every day, and I have my kind of parameters of what I do when I do it to make sure I do it. So when I get off, I don't work out like I usually do. I don't eat in a positive way like I usually do. So I'm just feeling like garbage. Maybe that's part of the reason I like to come back, but also just like doing this.
Yeah.
My final thing is, I'm nervous about this, and I've really only told Eddie about it, but I got invited to go and play in the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am,
What?
which I'm the first alternate. So you have to almost be invited as an alternate before you get to be one of the real celebrities. Because as we all know, I'm not a real celebrity. So this people there, Eric Church, Jason Bateman, Jake Owen. I mean, I have the whole list of.
Ray Romano's always
awesome
there.
Yeah, this one is all Steve Young this year. Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he's always
Alfonso
there.
Ribeiro, Charles, who's Carlton,
Mm-hmm.
Charles Kelly, Michael Pena, the actor, Darius Rucker. So it's all these people, and it's a big celebrity tournament. And they're pros, and it's the lead. It's the whole lead. So I got invited, and you go out, and he's like, "We'd love for you to come out, and you play all the practice rounds." So it's like 3 rounds. One's at Pebble Beach, one's at Spyglass, one's. And I'm just like over the moon because I cannot believe this is the coolest thing ever. And I'm not a good golfer. I'm capable of going out and playing. He's like, "What's your handicap?" I was like, 12, 13. He's like, "Perfect." I'm like, "Yeah, but sometimes I shoot a lot worse."
Yeah. Like, that's a good day.
But I do add it in the app and
Uh-huh.
tells me that's what I am. And so it was super. And I told Eddie, I never really told anybody about it yet. And I'm going to go stay out there and play golf every day. And there's all these events and performances and like basically everybody. It's just a whole.
He's awesome.
That's awesome.
So, but now I'm nervous. I'm like, should I have said yes? Because I'm going to get out there and be so nervous and suck. And they're going to be like, "Why do we invite this guy?"
No, dude, you have to say yes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you had to. Like, it's just gonna be amazing. And if you do make it and they pair you up and you play the tournament, dude, that's televised. That's like we could watch you play.
I have to.
Depending on who you get paired with.
First of all, I'm the alternate.
Yeah.
Last year, my buddy Ben Rector was the alternate, and he played.
So somebody didn't go, and then
Huey
he-
Lewis, I think, hurt his shoulder. And what's funny is Huey's like Ben's idol. And so Huey was there and he was like, "My shoulder, I can't play." So Huey walked with Ben for days.
That's awesome.
And Ben's like, "It was the greatest."
Wow.
So I called Ben. I was like, "Should I be the alternate?" He's like, "Should you eat a meal each day?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yes, because you get to play all these great courses as the practice rounds, even if you don't.
Yeah.
And then maybe you get invited next year." So, but the thing is, you guys could come to this. It's January 30th through February 5th overall. And there are all these events. And there are all these charity things too. I have all this stuff about it, and I'll talk to you guys about it later because we have so many listeners that live up in that area. And I've done comedy shows up in Monterey. So I know we have a really good following up there. And so it's just going to be an amazing event. You guys can go over to AT&TPBGolf.com. And if you want to watch, participate, you can do that. You can watch it on CBS, Golf Channel, PGA Tour Live, PGA Tour Radio, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's
Can you
awesome.
imagine, like, all right, he's 73 over on the day. And
You can hear him.
He's
He's
like-
like right next to you.
I'm like, "God
Stop
dang it, man!
Stop saying that. You're not whispering.
I told you! You lost my score!" But they have a lot of events and a lot of ways for you to go and watch it. Just go over to attpbgolf.com if you want to go and watch the Pro-Am tournament. The Monterey Peninsula Foundation donates over to 200 nonprofits each year, and that's what it's about. It's a big charity thing, and that's why the celebrities come. It's also to play great golf. But since I am an alternate celebrity, I one day want to be a real celebrity.
Yeah. You're,
Like,
you're
in
working
life,
your way there.
Not just golf, but in life. So I'm very excited, but I'm very nervous now that I wonder, because I haven't played in a couple of months.
Well, you can't hear. Really.
It's cold.
It's cold.
I do have a simulator here, but it's like nobody wants to play. I hit Eddie up and say, "Hey, do you want to play some golf in the simulator?" And he's like, "Can't."
My parents just got my parents had just gotten here, but what did I text you like 4 days ago? I'm like, dude, get me out of here. Let's play the simulator.
Well, I can't
please."
break you out.
Get me out of my house.
I can't break you out. So I'll be telling you more about it later. But that's what, if you guys want to come to the event, January 30th to February 5th, you can come and watch and buy tickets and just go over to that website and check it out.
Is Jake Owen playing with Jordan this year?
I don't know who he's playing with. Jake and I are staying in the same house. And so I should say this. I'm staying in Jake's house because he's like, "Bro, don't get a place. We get one every year. We have room." And Jake and his fiance and me and Caitlin are really close. I mean, we went to the Oklahoma Florida State game together. We're going away this weekend together for a couple days for Caitlin's birthday. And he's like, "Why would you even think about getting anywhere else, dude? Like, we got a house.
Dude.
Stay with
Pebble
us."
Beach, dude.
Dude. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to cramp your style. I know this is like, I don't want you to have to babysit." He's like, "Dude."
Yeah, he usually plays with Jordan Spieth, and then his dad is his caddy. I don't know if he's going to do that this year.
There's a
but
par 3 tournament too that day that we get there on that Sunday that Jake is like hosting. It's called like Jake Wins or Jake
man,
Sucks
you
or
get to
something.
play that Pebble Beach hole, the
I
one
know.
right in the water.
I know.
That's
Unless
awesome.
unless I don't know. I'm a little nervous about even going now. I wasn't until I said yes, and I'm like, I'm gonna suck. I'm gonna
No,
get
dude,
embarrassed.
you're
Remember
gonna
how bad
love
like
it.
Tom Brady and Josh Allen were when they played?
No, they're good though, but they look bad. Imagine if you're bad and how bad you're gonna look. Like they're good. Yeah. No, they're good golfers. Like as we play, they just don't look like the pros, so they look weird on TV. Imagine if you're bad and you're on TV.
But you could always do like Bill Murray. He just like putts between his legs because he knows he's not gonna have a good putt.
I guess I'm more worried about the tee box and the irons.
Yeah, I don't think putting was very
I
high on the
did hit
list.
up a guy. I did hit up a guy on TikTok to work with me.
Yeah.
That I follow on TikTok. He doesn't live here. He doesn't even know I exist. And I was like, hey man, can you work with me on golf?
Is it Manolo?
No, that guy's
Okay.
funny though. It is.
You ever seen him?
His name is Justin Seymour. Say, hey man, I'd love to help you out. FaceTime lessons or Zoom. Cool. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's cool.
He's really good on TikTok, and it's like, hey man, can you help me do golf? Do golf.
Do golf.
Do golf.
All right, that's it. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Kevin, blow us out of here, buddy. We'll see you guys on Friday. Bye, everybody.